are watching Well Traveled Life with Jonathan and Jennifer. We are starting our series in Indonesia today, and we are really excited to bring you this exotic location. We'll be going to 3 different islands, but for today, let's just start in Komodo. The country of Indonesia is comprised of 17,000 islands in Southeast Asia. With over 270 million people, it is the world's 4th most populous country. The capital is Jakarta. That's not where we're going to be. We are going to focus on 3 of the perhaps smaller, but not necessarily lesser known islands. Like I said, we're going to begin in Komodo, and Komodo is a relatively small island in the Indonesian chain, down towards the south in between East and West Nusa Tenggara. Komodo is known, obviously, for the Komodo Dragon. It is one of the few places in the world where the dragon still exists. It is the oldest lizard on Earth. I saw one up close, not too close, but up close. Things to know about the Komodo Dragon. They have these glands in the back of their mouth that produce this saliva that is venomous. And so if they can get their teeth into whatever it's hunting, and they are big predators, then that saliva, that venom, gets into the tissue. It has an anticoagulant factor that keeps the blood from clotting, and so the animal essentially bleeds out and begins just immediately to degrade it. And so even if they aren't able to stop an animal, they just need to wait because that venom is going to kill it. But other things to know about the Komodo Dragon. They can run 12 miles per hour. That's faster than me. They also, though, can smell blood from 6 miles away. And when I say smell, they're not using their nose. They have this long, forked tongue. What they're doing is they're actually grabbing air on their tongue, bringing it back in, and then they have sensors that are able to sense what's in the air. It's an amazing system. They are tremendous predators. You can watch other videos that will show you how quickly that tissue will dissolve, and you can see them in hunter mode. They are fairly solitary. They'll get together to breed once a year, but then they live solitary. But boy, the scent of blood in the air, and they all come running. It's kind of crazy. But Komodo is more than just the dragon. Komodo will be a tender port. If you're going by ship, and that's a common way to do it, or by ferry, then you will tender in to a pier. Let me say this, you may need to walk over boats to get to a pier. They're sort of stacked up. And if you have mobility issues, make sure that they've got folks there that can help you get ashore. You will be met by dolphins. Everywhere you go on the island, you'll be escorted by people with what I call dragon sticks. And it's essentially a long pole with a forked edge that will help keep the dragons at bay because they are wild. They're going to be around. The one I saw was actually sitting behind an elementary school. So we'll talk about that a little bit too, but they are everywhere. And so if you are on a cruise ship, it's very likely that you will need to take a cruise ship excursion or be able to prove that you already have an excursion planned and that you will be escorted by local folks. There is a trail that you can walk that's safe and up above ground that goes through the Komodo National Forest. That's a fun thing to do if you're looking for those dragons, although it's likely you might also see other wildlife while you're out there. Just know that you need to be escorted. And I'm going to tell you another one, bring water. This is a hot part of the world, and if you're there anytime during the daytime, it's probably going to be pretty warm and you'll want to stay hydrated. Cruise ships are doing some really unique things now. Not everybody wants to go hiking out in the Komodo National Park to go see dragons. They are taking passengers in relatively small groups, probably 30, maybe 40 people at a time, and they'll take you to a local school and you'll get to see a village, you'll get to see village life, you'll get to see housing and homes, and you'll get to visit the school. For us, the children there did a really beautiful set of traditional dances for us. I thought that was an absolute highlight of my whole day in Komodo, but almost as importantly, being in a village gave us a chance to get to meet some people. Once we got off the tinder boat, we then got onto another boat that took us out to the village. The boats are typical in fashion of the Indonesian style. I really enjoyed that part of the trip. I got to sit up on the top of the boat. I had great views and was able to enjoy that hot Indonesian sun. We are the first big cruise ship back to Komodo Island. I know that they are eager to see us. We're eager to see them. It's good to be back out in the world and to get to the places that were kind of off limits for a while. But it means that people are probably pretty desperate and need help more than ever. When we got to the village, there were local folks waiting for us. You're gonna have vendors waiting for you. They are oftentimes children. They are sometimes desperate, and they may not have anything for sale that you actually want. Because we know this is an issue for a lot of travelers, we have done a separate video just on how we handle vendors. After we visited the school and saw the dancers, met the dragon, then we got back on a boat and we headed out to a beautiful pink sand beach. So it is the erosion of this red coral that gives the sand its pink color. As the tides come in and out, they are bringing all of these eroded shells and corals. And just outside here, there is a really nice reef and very colorful. And it's these red corals that are breaking off and eroding and creating pink sand. So as the tide comes in, you see it get darker and darker pink. I had my snorkeling equipment. It was a really wonderful beach for snorkeling. It didn't get deep for quite some ways, and there were some really great coral reefs out there. But you could see the red coral and the reefs, and then as it was breaking off and washing up or getting eroded down, those red grains come up and turn that whole beach pink. You can see the pink when the waves are coming up on the beach. Anyway, had a great day at the beach with our friends Dennis and Barbara from Canada. What was your favorite part of today?
For me, it was the children doing their little dance and the dragon, of course.
The tongue.
Nothing like coming to Komodo and getting a dragon, right?
Right?
Well, it was a bonus. We didn't know they were there, actually.
I kind of had the feeling that having the dragon behind the school was sort of like equivalent to the principal's office.
You're right.
That's a good point. I wonder why they were so well behaved.
It was really a perfect combination of, we got some wildlife, we got some kids, we got some village life, and we got some beach time. I couldn't ask for a better day. Komodo was perfect for that. For all that is exotic, endangered, and endearing, Komodo was perfect. I hope you'll join us as we get to Lombok next and on to Bali in the future. But also check out that video where we talk about how we handle vendors and make what could be an awkward, harassing situation one where we connect and make friends.